This is the Cholo News Report for Saturday 14 April 2018. The United States, France, and the United Kingdom target chemical weapon sites and other Syrian military sites with missile strikes in response to the Douma chemical attack. Defense Secretary Jim Mattis and Joint Chiefs of Staff Chairman Joseph F. Dunford Jr. held a briefing on April 13 after President Trump announced the launch of a military strike against Syria. The attack involved munitions fired from aircraft and naval vessels, including about 100 Tomahawk cruise missiles, according to a Defense Department official who spoke on the condition of anonymity to discuss operational details. The attack raised the possibility of retaliation by Russia or Iran, which also provides military support to Assad, threatening in particular to increase the risks facing a force of 2,000 Americans in Syria as part of the battle against the Islamic State. Dozens of men, women and children were massacred with chemical weapons, he said of the Douma incident a week ago, adding that the red line had been crossed. Syria has denied carrying out the Douma attack, and its ally, Russia, had warned that Western military strikes would risk starting a war. Fears an obligation, particularly when dealing with matters of peace and security, to act consistently with the Charter of the United Nations, and with international law in general, he said. Maj. Gen. Igor Konashenkov, a ministry spokesman, alleged that a group of people, some with video cameras, had run into a hospital in the area, and doused patients with water while shouting that there had been a chemical attack. French President Emmanuel Macron claimed that France had proof the Assad regime used chemical weapons in Douma at the weekend, and would support any United States action. Any potential strike against Syria could be carried out by extensive United States and UK military assets already in the region, including 2 United States Navy destroyers armed with Tomahawk cruise missiles. Any possible action will only cause more instability in the region and threaten international security and peace, Syrian state TV quoted Assad as saying at a meeting Thursday with a high-level Iranian delegation in Damascus. Protests enter a third week, with thousands taking part. A female demonstrator is treated after inhaling tear gas fired by Israeli troops during clashes at a protest at the Israel-Gaza border, east of Gaza City, on April 13, 2018. Senior officials from the militant Hamas movement that rules Gaza toured the area but stayed several hundred meters from the border. They began last month to draw attention to the plight of Palestinians living in Gaza, which the United Nations has said is on the verge of economic collapse. Israel opens fire again, with the Gaza Health Ministry claiming 1 Palestinian was killed, and 233 injured as protesters torched tires and Israeli flags. The army reiterated it is opening fire only according to its protocols and will not allow anyone to harm Israel's defense infrastructures, calling demonstrators violent rioters and terrorists. Several thousand Mohammed Hamza Pone organizer told Arrays that Israel is trying in every way to pin the marches on Hamas, and it's very convenient for them if this action becomes violent on the Palestinian side, and that's why we won't allow it. Due to both the demonstrations in Gaza and the tension in the north, Israel Defense Forces Chief of Staff Gadi Eisenkot has cut short his trip to Poland, where he was participating in the annual March of the Living.